Now then, and welcome back to another video. Hope everyone's doing well. So it's race weekend this weekend. This is the Friday before. Just finished getting the car ready. Just a few little jobs which I've recorded along the way. Just changing the wheels, which we'll get into that. But I've got all the gear out, ready to go for the weekend. It's all just dumped in the living room, ready to be loaded in the car in the morning. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to go through what I take with me for maybe anyone interested in getting into the hill climbing themselves, and don't really know what to take with them. So yeah, let's get into it. Right, so here's all the stuff that I take with me on a race weekend. So we'll start with, as you can see, the jack, in case we need to change the wheels. So I go on the Nankan AR1 tyres, and then I've got a spare set that I take with me, which I use on the road, which just got some Michelin Power Sport 4s on. So I take them with me, the Michelins, just in case it rains. There's a bit of a wet setup. So we'll go through the box. I'll just keep it in a big tub, keep everything organised. We've got a tyre inflator, in case we need to add any pressure to the tyres or to pump them up once the day is done, because we usually end up taking some pressure out throughout the day. These are just for the coilovers. Got the adjusters in case we need to do the ride height, but that's very unlikely. Then we've also got the pins for the dampening, which again, if it rains, we'll be able to soften the suspension up to make it a bit better. That's for the fuel cam. Handle for the jack. Axle stand. Again, just in case we need to jack the car up, a bit more safety. Breaker bar, which again, mainly just to change the wheels if we need to. Bit of spare coolant. Spare oil. Funnel for topping up the fluids. Tyre pressure gauge. I'd say this is a probably a must for going to track days, race days. Check the tyre pressures throughout the day, and usually have to lower them throughout the day as the tyres get warmer, the pressures get higher. A few basic tools, some pliers, mole grips. Instead of taking the full toolbox, I just take a few with me. I've got a rag, just for changing if we need to check the oil or anything like that, or wipe anything down. It's an old rag. Some gloves, in case we need to get our hands dirty. So this is the timing strut. It goes on the front of the car. So that just fixes on like that onto the front of the car. Just take that in the box with the fixings, spare screws, bit of tape, screwdrivers for fixing it on. Fix it on once I'm there. And we've also got the yellow electrical tape. I just have this in the box, you don't need to take it with you, but you will need to put some electrical tape on your earth lead on your battery, or get a yellow battery lead, but I just went with the tape. Zip ties, hopefully we don't need to use these, just in case we have a bit of a bump and we need to put a bumper on or anything like that. These are the motorsport stickers. The car's already got the stickers on, just to highlight the toe. We've got an off button for the ignition cut-off switch, but I just take them with me just in case we're missing anything, but we shouldn't be. And then finally in here, we've just got the racing numbers. So I've just got a big pack of numbers, got all the numbers in, multiple of each number. Every time we go, we do have a different number. Unfortunately, we can't keep the same number throughout the season, just with the amount of cars that compete. So we'll pop them on when we're there. Yeah, just keep it all in a tub, just to keep it all neat. I said, fuel filler cap. So we've got that full of fuel, 20 litres, which hopefully should do as the weekend. Stuck a tenner in the car, and that's about 30 quid's worth, 20 litres, sorry. Socket set, so this has got sockets, spanners, ratchets, Allen key bits, Torx bits. It's got loads in, 200 piece set just from Halfords. I just take that along with me just in case we need to do any basic jobs on the car or anything like that. Hopefully we don't need to use it, but nice to have just in case. Camping chairs. So we've got the missus, my son's and mine, just somewhere to sit around the car. I take a tent with me, a lot of people do. Just a basic tent. It's good to, if you don't have the support car, because the missus is coming a bit later this time, we just set a tent up, put all the gear in so it's not in the car, and then it's just got somewhere to go, and if it rains, a bit of shelter for yourself as well. And then we've got the safety gear, so we've got the helmet, and gloves. So these are just OMP gloves. In my class that I'm in, so I'm in 1B, just a road car class, the gloves aren't mandatory, but it is advised that you do wear them. The helmet. So this does need to be to the specification of the Motorsport UK Blue Book. So if you are looking to get into it, make sure you're having a look at the Blue Book and getting the right specification for your helmet, because they do go out of date. Racing balaclava. Again, this is not mandatory, but I'd like to wear one just to keep the helmet a bit fresher, if anything. We've also got camera. So obviously recording on the main GoPro, got a spare GoPro just in case anything happens, or for another camera angle, some mounts, spare batteries. So take all that with us in the case. And we've got the racing suit. Again, I won't get this out fully, but it does need to be to a certain specification with the FIA regulations. But I just keep it in the bag so it's nice and neat. And then finally, all the paperwork. So what I've done is printed off the proof that the car's taxed, insured, and MOT'd. I've also printed off my Barks membership number and my Yorkshire membership number, and I've got my Motorsport UK licence in there as well, which you'll need to show them on the day. I've never had to show anything to do with the insurance or tax, but it does say they might check that. So I've just printed them off just to be safe, so we can definitely prove that it's all insured, taxed and road legal. I won't go through too much about prices of everything. I'm going to do a bit of a video at the end just to see how much this season's cost from start to finish, including all the entry fees, everything like that. There'll be some extra bits on there that you don't really need but are more nice to haves, or development to the car, for example. But there will be some stuff that is mandatory that you do need. But just as a rough kind of guide, your license is £80 for the year, I believe it was. The Barks membership, that was £60 for the year, including the Yorkshire membership as well. So that means you get your events a bit cheaper. Suit. So this is a very basic budget suit. I believe it was about £350 all in. Gloves, again, not mandatory, but they were about 80. Helmet, definitely mandatory, and I think that was about £450 all in. I will get some proper price, like I said, I'll do another video towards the end of the season on how much everything's cost, and do a real run through of everything. But yeah, that's all the gear that I take with me. There's So following this, I will put the little bits of maintenance I've done with the car on. With tyres, like I said, we've got 2 sets of tyres. That's not mandatory. You don't need to take 2 sets of tyres. However, it'll put you in a good position to do well. If you are looking to do it, especially with tyres, you do need to make sure you're using tyres from Motorsport List 1A or 1B. You can't just be any tyre, so do be mindful of that if you do need to change your tyres as well. And I believe that is everything that you need to get going. But if you do have any questions, I'm happy to answer any. Drop it down in the comments. And next up will be just a little bit of prep to the car ahead of the weekend. Just thought I'd slow it down here to have a look at the new coilovers. Got these fitted the other day, ended up getting the garage to fit them, just with looking into how the job was. I'm going to do a review video on these. So a bit of a review on the road, and then we're testing them on track tomorrow and Sunday as well. If you've not seen the last video with me fitting my coilovers with my son, we did their rears as well, so go check that one out.